Sunscreens are an effective way to help protect our skin against the powerful rays of the sun, but choosing the right sunscreen for the job can be an overwhelming task. You've got SPF numbers to consider, along with the UVAs and the UVBs. Plus, the packaging comes in everything from lotions to sprays to sticks. Thankfully, our next guest has some timely tips to help us choose and use sunscreen wisely. Please welcome Curtis Chase with the Pharmacy Association of Nova Scotia. Good morning, Curtis.
Good morning.
So yeah, high UVs. I know that sunscreen's really important. Let's talk a little bit about what SPF actually means.
So it stands for sun protection factor. So it's essentially a measure of how well that product is going to protect you from sun exposure.
Okay, so for example, if it's an SPF 15, does that mean I can spend 15 minutes in the sun and not get burnt?
It means it would be 15 times. It would take 15 times the exposure in order to create a burn.
Okay.
It gets a little bit funny once you get up into like those really high SPFs, so 60 and 80. You know, you put on an SPF 60 or an SPF 80, and you may think, oh great, I'm good for the entire day, but that's not necessarily the case.
Okay, so we have you've brought in some sunscreens for us today. What would be a good benchmark SPF? Because it can be confusing for people.
Minimum is 30.
Minimum 30,
Minimum
okay.
is 30. Doesn't hurt to go higher.
All right, doesn't hurt to, but is the higher the better necessarily?
It depends on your skin.
Okay.
Some people who are a lot more fair-skinned can definitely use probably a higher SPF. But if you're looking at base coverage for the few hours that you need before you have to reapply, 30 is pretty much going to take care of most everybody.
We were just showing some sunscreen visuals there of someone spraying some sunscreen on a child. Does it really matter how? Lotion, cream, spray, stick, does it matter?
You want to make sure you've got an even application and it's actually getting onto the skin. So like for kids, obviously infants 6 months and under, they don't necessarily recommend sunscreen. If you were going to put something on there, the mineral sunscreen, so there's two types.
Yeah.
There's chemical sunscreens, which when you look on the back, you see a whole bunch of words that you can hardly pronounce. That's usually the chemical sunscreens. The other ones have titanium dioxide or zinc oxide in them. Those are the ones that when you put on, they kind of leave a little bit of a white streak.
Okay.
And those are physical barriers to the sun hitting your skin. Mineral sunscreens are good for kids, 2 months to 6 months if you wanted to do it. Best thing for infants though is shade.
Okay.
Right? Wide-brimmed hats, umbrellas, making sure that they've got some breathable, nice clothes, but is protecting them that way. Once you're over 6 months, then yeah, you can use whatever sunscreen.
What about the amount of sunscreen? I imagine most people aren't using enough.
You've got to apply it liberally. Just like a whiff of the spray is not necessarily going to cut it, especially not most days. And so really what you want to do is to have probably, like a good dollop per limb. And then of course, obviously the back and the front are going to be a little bit more.
How often do we apply?
About every couple of hours.
Every couple of hours. What if we're going in the water?
If you're going into the water, there's specially formulated sunscreens. They're usually called water resistant or sport sunscreens. Those tend to stick a little better when they get wet or when you're sweating a lot. But still, those really should end up being applied once you come out of the water or every couple of hours still. All
right, I'm just going to grab one of these here. This here, you're saying, how long should this last you? If you say you've got a family and you're out in the sun?
Well, for your family, it's probably only last a day or two.
A day or two, people. Yeah. Something like this. I've got one of these rattling around in my car. It's been there for like 3 years. So I'm obviously not using enough sunscreen.
No, definitely.
And they do expire.
They do. The chemical ones will definitely degrade over time.
All right. Yeah. This is really great information. A lot of people don't realize it's not meant to last for years. You'd be using lots and lots of it.
Like I said off camera, if your sunscreen's expiring, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Okay. And finally, if somebody did want to talk to their pharmacist, how can a pharmacist help a person pick the right sunscreen for their situation?
Well, especially this time of year, there's usually a lot of brands. There's a lot of different words. There's a lot of products, and a pharmacist will be able to help you kind of pinpoint one that is best for you.
Yeah.
For the most part, the active ingredients are pretty much the same. Some are a little bit more broader spectrum than others. But where the pharmacist can really help is in those non-active ingredients, and so things that would be clear going on, some things that are necessarily not greasy or sticky for your skin, some that won't cause any kind of breakouts if you're acne prone or something like that.
Okay.
A pharmacist can definitely help you pick out the right one.
Well, Curtis, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And we put more information about sunscreen use on our website to make it easy for you to find. In the meantime, stay safe in the sun and apply liberally, more liberally than you think.